Hello, Scrappy friends. Welcome to my fourth video in the 12 Days of Cropping Christmas series. I'm having so much fun with this. I hope you are too. Just something I wanted to gift to all of you who watch me all year long. So I wanted to put out 12 videos, all dealing with Christmas layouts and using the Creative Memories 110 Scrapbooking Ideas and Sketchbook. So if you've missed any of it so far, I will link everything at the end of this video. Please go back and check out the playlist. I also have last year's 12 Days of Christmas series listed there, as well as the first 3 in this series. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. Today we are going to be working on page 21 of the book, and it's this sketch right here. Once again, I'll go ahead and pop this up on the screen so we can take a closer look at it. So this one, again, we just did a diagonal one a couple days ago, but this one is has another diagonal piece of paper on it. This time you'll see that that diagonal piece has several pieces of scrap paper. We're going to talk more about that as I jump into my layout today. But this is a great one for using up scraps if you have a lot of bits and pieces from your collection. This is a great one to get all those patterns represented. But the actual layout itself, if you look up in the left-hand corner, there's a little piece of pattern paper up there, and it has a background piece. They used a pattern paper, which I will be doing that as well. And it holds 3 photos on the sketch, but today I'm going to turn it into 4 because once again, like we talked about, I believe it was in the last video, when they have a large title box like that, we can use that for journaling and the title, or we can replace that with a photo. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'll be replacing that with a photo. So other than that, we just need a few pieces of pattern paper and a bunch of little scraps, 4 photos, a few embellishments, and we are ready to get going. So come on back to my desk and I'll show you what I have for today. So of course I have my 4 photos. Now this layout will be going into my Christmas album. So I will make sure to trim this base page down to an 11.5 inch, but I'm going to do that as we get further into the layout today. So I just have some miscellaneous scraps, a piece for my base, and a piece of cranberry cardstock. Okay, let's put all that aside. I'll go ahead and pop the sketch up in the corner and we'll get going. Okay, this is my easy peasy background piece. Okay, before we begin, I just want to remind you that I did post the original blog link in the description of this video. So if you wanted to go take a look, jump over there and you can check out the measurements that they use and the written instructions on how they put together the sketch. For my first cut, I'm going to bring in this cute, whimsical dancing lights paper. I have a little scrap of it, the other side with some red stripes. The first thing I need to do is to cut it into a 4-inch square. Now we want to take our 4-inch square and we're going to cut it in half diagonally. Then we'll take one of those corners and we're going to place it right up here in the top corner. Okay, so here's where I'm going to go a little different than what they have in the sketch. They have going diagonally across like this, the strip of paper that has all the little scraps on it. And I'm going to do a little bit of a cheater cut. So because I'm putting 4 photos on here, I feel like it's going to be really crowded and really a lot going on. I didn't want to have all the little strips of paper. Okay, that's just my style. Sometimes I feel like I want to do that, and other times I just feel like I don't want to do that. What they did in the sketch and in the inspiration, that is a 12 by 3-inch piece of paper. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in this beautiful plaid paper, and this paper is going to represent that diagonal cut. I'm going to go ahead and cut this at 3 and 12 inches. Then we're going to take our 3-inch wide paper and we're going to cut it on the 45-degree angle, because that's what they did with the strips. Once they placed all their scrap strips on here, then they turned it over and they cut it at the 45-degree angle. So I'm just going to take my tip here, put it on the cut line, cut. So you do want to make sure to turn it upside down, because when you flip it back over, we're going to take the 45-degree angle and we're going to put it right up here at the edge of the paper. Let me scoot this down, take these off for a minute. Okay, so here's what we have. We have this 4-inch square cut into a triangle in the corner, and then this plaid red piece right up like that. And now we're just going to adhere that down and trim off this area over here. Okay, there we go. Super cute, right? That, I love that. And I think it's a little bit more pleasing to the eye for my layout than having all the little strips. Okay, so let's continue decorating the base of this layout. So you'll see a couple things in the sketch. One is that they have a border sticker right across this area here. Down at the bottom, they have 2 border stickers here. So what I wanted to do for that is I wanted to bring in these border stickers. I really like this one right here. I feel like it's fun and playful, but I don't know if I really want to use the scallops on this layout. So what I'm going to do is bring in my silicone mat. Let's turn it like that so it's flat. And then I'm going to take the border sticker and I'm going to put it right on the edge so that the edge of the paper is right in the crack of the scallops right there, so that then I could trim it off. I do love the scallops, but I don't want it in this layout. So there, I kind of hung that right off the edge, and you'll see if I flip it over, I have all those cute little scallops. Now, I could just bring in my scissors and trim all of that away. Okay, there we go. I like it. I think it came out cute. Kind of just adds a little bit of definition down there. Now for over here, they did use the same border sticker that they used at the bottom, but I don't want to do that. I want to save my border sticker for possibly for another layout. So I'm going to bring in one of my thin washi tapes. I picked this one. It's red with some little white polka dots, just to add a little bit of interest up here in the corner. And I recommend doing this because it's hard to get that perfectly lined up, and it just covers up any open area that you might have, but it also helps with that transition between those 2 pieces of paper. And then I just like to tuck it back there. That's my base layer for this layout. It's cute. I like it, and let's keep going and see how this layout turns out. So in the inspiration, they have 3 vertical photos, and then they have the horizontal title and journaling box. But my photos today are the exact opposite. I have 3 horizontal photos and 1 vertical. I'm going to lay them down as if it was on the sketch, the way they have it, and how I would want it, like that. So I'm going to actually take that sketch and turn it around so that my horizontal photos will be lined up and my vertical photo will be here. So all I did was turn the sketch 90 degrees. Our next step would be to work on this. Now in the sketch, they used a laser cut mat to house their title and journaling block. I didn't have any laser cut frames that I wanted to use on this layout, so I went ahead and I'm going to bring in some of this cranberry cardstock and I'm going to create my own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece 6 inches by 7.5 inches. And then I'm going to bring in my border making system and the Poinsettia border making cartridge. Okay, this was from last year, but it is still available. Now I'm going to kind of try and create my own frame on this. Now I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to come out perfect, but I'm going to be okay with it. And I think once you see it, you'll probably be okay with it as well. So I'm just going to punch all the way around each of the 4 sides. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. That is the Poinsettia border making cartridge. It's super pretty. Let me show you on the white piece of paper. Now, the one thing that didn't work out as nice with this, because it's a border cartridge and not designed to be a frame, is that each of the corners are a little bit scraggly. Put it over here so you can see. So I'm going to go back and trim that up a little bit. This one's not so bad. Some of the other ones are pretty bad, and you can even leave it, and I really don't think it would be that noticeable, but I am going to trim it out and kind of make it a little more beautiful. Okay, here we go. Now this photo, I kept it at a 4x6. I did not trim it down, and cutting my cranberry cardstock to a 6x7.5 was the perfect amount to give me that frame look. And I'm going to put that right over here, and it'll look like that. So I love that. I think it came out good, and I really am okay with those corners. Okay, now for the other 3 photos in the inspiration, they do have those matted, and I'm going to do that as well. So I'm going to bring in this piece of dark green cardstock, and I'm going to mat each of the photos. Now I did trim these down to 5x3.5 so that they would all line up in a row and fit nicely onto the page. So let me get some mats cut, and I'll be right back. Okay, they have their mats, so let's go ahead and continue. I like how they, in the sketch, kind of tucked this one under the mat like that. This one's kind of close over here, but there is a little bit of green exposed there. And then this one comes down and in as well. They put in some little banner strips in their layout, and I did like that. So I'm going to work down here and bring in a banner strip for this area. So for those banners, I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap bronze cardstock. Kind of bring in that gold shimmer. It's bronze shimmer. And I'm going to bring in a little bit of shimmer to this page. And then it's going to actually come off the bottom and go up. So we'll play with the size. I'm going to do one more for the top as well. And then this one will come from the top down. I want another little piece right there. So I'm going to bring in a little piece of this red plaid. And I'm just going to give them a little bit of a dovetail or fishtail, like a little banner cut, and put that right there. I think I'll actually move this red one down to the bottom like that. Scoot that over just a tad. I have some space. I want to highlight this area right here, so I have some area in that photo that I could bring down, and I can just use this little scrap for right here. There we go. I like it. That's cute. And that's going to be my main layout. So I'm going to go pause the video, get everything adhered down, and including my banners, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to be ready for embellishing just like that. But while I'm gone, if you don't mind taking a moment to click that like button, I would surely appreciate it. It really keeps me motivated to keep putting out these videos. So thank you for doing that, and I'll be right back with everything adhered down. Hold on. Okay, everything's adhered down, and we are ready to do some embellishing. I liked how they have in the sketch those 3 areas for embellishing. They have it on both of the banner areas and then right over here. I'm going to kind of keep that as similar as possible. So up here in this area, I'm going to bring this down just a tad. I'm going to bring in a little title. Now I don't need a title on this. This is going to go in my Christmas album, but I have some cute playful ones, so I thought I would go ahead and bring this in. This one says ho ho ho, and I'm gonna put it right across like that. For my journaling, I'm going to bring in this little cardstock right here. I'll use a black pen. I wanted to bring in some green because of the, I feel like I have a lot of red going on, and I used the green, the dark green for the matte, so I thought I'll bring this in. This is just a die cut from my stash, and it comes like this. And it has a cute little frame that gets cut out around it, and then this centerpiece right here. But let's see if we can incorporate the ring, because I like that and I think it's super adorable. So let's kind of maybe offset it. There, that's cute. I left a little space here because I do still want to put some other embellishments. So I have my journaling box and my title, so that's awesome. And now for a few little embellishments to go around those areas. Now up here in the journaling, in the title area, I had in this kit that I put together in the first video, this little doily, and it's also cut out of the dark green. So I thought, let's bring that in, and I could actually overlap that photo and I'll probably put this up onto some foam. Okay, and we'll put that right here. So in my kit, I also had some extra punch outs from last year that I didn't use. So I'm going to bring in this. This is just the embossed flower punch, and I had a few extra. I feel like when they're punched out onto that red shimmer paper that it looks a little Christmassy. So I'm going to actually slide this in here and put my title up on top of it like that, and it'll be looking just like that right there. Okay, so there we go with that one. Now down here, I would like to bring in some more colors. So again, another punch was this holly leaf. It was this punch right here. Some great Christmas things to add to your collection. I feel like this just adds a little bit more of the green down here. But on top of that, I would like to add this little sack of gifts, and I'm going to go ahead and pop that up onto some foam tape, and it'll go like this. Cute. So I just have a little bit showing. So there, I'm getting all my colors incorporated. There's even a little gold present right there. So super cute. Okay. So then right here where I have my little journaling box, I would like to bring in a Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Kind of wanted to highlight this decoration down here, and so I thought it would be super fun to bring in Mr. and Mrs. Claus up here. I'm going to pop this one up on foam tape, and it'll go like that. And then I also want to bring in some berries. Let's see, we're going to cut them on this side, I think. There we go. Just to bring in a little something. And that's all I'm going to do as far as embellishing. Now I do want to add just a little bit of finishing touches. So for that, I'm going to bring in these gems. And I think I'll go with the gold. Let's see. And what I want to do is, take that off. And what I want to do is, scoop this down, take one off. I love doing this, and I'm just going to put it right there in the middle of the flower. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here on the little holly that I had. I'm going to take one and put it right in there. And then I want to add one more up here to this area somewhere, and I think I'll do it right in there. There we go. So let me show you a close-up of each of these areas. We'll start with this one right up here with the ho ho ho, and you can see how that little gem just adds just the perfect little touch. And then this one down here with the sack of gifts. Again, that little gem is just popping right out, super adorable. And the banner strips are just a little something extra for the layout. And then the last one, Mr. and Mrs. Claus, right up here next to our journaling area. Well, that's all I have for today. I hope that you got some kind of inspiration, or if you're just watching, I hope you got some kind of holiday cheer out of that. Hope that you are getting ready for the holidays, and whatever holiday that is that you celebrate. I wish you happy holidays, and I'll be back in a couple of days with video number 5. Okay? Take care, everybody. I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.